Yeah, can you turn it up more? Try it. It wasn't picking up at all before.
Oh.
I could barely hear them. Would it be better down there if we just turned it up? Because then we won't get the background noise as much.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Does it angle? Oh, it does. Okay, that's good. Yeah, let's go and angle it a little bit.
Turn it up.
Yeah.
I mean, face it up towards you guys.
Okay. See how that goes. Sweet. So we're ready.
Yep.
All right, Gary. Get the shank.
Uh-oh.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right.
Slice it. Cut.
Oh, man.
Much flesh.
There we go.
Cool. So,
Let's
one,
break it open.
2, 3. Oh, dirty farty smell. Smell it?
Look at those bright, shiny templates.
There they
You
are.
go. Those are what you were looking for.
Classics.
They are super orange.
They haven't changed a thing.
They
They're
haven't.
orange. You
That
know,
is
I would love to
awesome.
see like a website just dedicated to like the different colors of templates that they've made over the years. You know,
Right?
like,
The clear ones. Now we got orange and
It'd be
red.
like that collector out there. Like, I have to have them all.
Exactly.
Is it still on sprue?
My,
I love it.
my.
This is cool. Yeah. Wow. So what should we tackle first? I'm really attracted to those gangers.
The gangers are looking really cool here.
Yeah?
It looks like they got the Escher on top. No, they got Escher and
Okay.
Goliath here. So
Quick, is it the same sprue doubled, or is it? Let's see.
might be, maybe.
Okay, so it looks like 2 similar sprues, and then probably the same thing with the Goliath, right?
Probably. Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay.
So they look very similar. Yes.
Oh, all
looks
right.
like it.
Okay, so you were saying that like the they're gonna have like fuller gangs. Like if you buy the gang itself, it's gonna be a larger. Version
I'm
of
not
it?
sure the number of models, but they are releasing a separate gang box.
Oh, okay.
That I believe with the release of Necromunda itself.
Okay, so I'd be curious to see if they just give us like if they give us more of these sprues, if it's just like 3 or 4 of them, or
Maybe.
whole
Yeah,
new
I'm not
sprue?
sure, but
oh wow,
these plastics look really good.
yeah. So let's take a look at those Goliaths. Like, what are you seeing there?
Lots of weapon options,
Okay.
which is great for Necromunda, and just really well done.
I'm seeing a lot of small parts on there. Like this. Let's take a.
Yes, the heads are pretty small. Looks like there's a lot of different options.
Oh wow, yeah. It looks like the faces are separate from the heads a little bit.
A little bit.
That too?
Yeah, the mohawks are actually separate pieces here that look like they go into the back of the face
Oh
piece.
wow, I see some that like was the one that looks like a saw blade.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
awesome. Okay, that's
And then the
interesting.
traditional mohawk there, and I'm not sure what's going on with this one here. This looks strange. Looks
one
like
is that?
there's metal
okay.
surrounding the hair or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, bizarre.
Very weird.
So he has armor for his hair.
Yes.
My
yes.
hair is precious.
They,
Nice and
the
mint.
Goliaths do have good armor. That is one thing they do have.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So I'm seeing like separate chest pieces. You could put alternate chest pieces on them.
Yep.
There's a lot of options on here, really.
These
to
are
tailor
very
these guys.
detailed models.
Oh, check out that. There's like an armor piece with a, what is it, like a muffler? Where is it? It's on the corner. Right
Oh,
here.
right
Yeah,
here,
I
okay.
love that. So it has
What
the
the-
chin guard built into his chest piece.
Is that? Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it's like almost looks like a respirator kind of deal.
Yeah.
Which
So-
is necessary in the underhive.
But if you have a respirator, then it's double respirator. Need a respirator for a respirator? It gets really dank in this.
Always have a
quarters.
fail-safe, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm also seeing, there's a grenade launcher, underslung grenade launcher. It reminds me of your Plague Marines.
Oh,
What's the thing called? The Blight
The
launcher?
Blight launcher?
Oh, wow.
yeah. This is a grenade launcher. I do remember reading about that in the
Yeah?
White Dwarf, the battle report.
Okay.
It wasn't very successful in that battle report, but
Sad
it has
grenade launcher.
potential.
Okay, I'm looking at something that looks like it has like a big disc thing on it. Let's see, where is it? It's right next to the muffler. Where did it go? Okay, right there. What is that?
I'm not sure. There's some new weapons with
Okay.
this re-release of Necromunda. Some of them I'm unfamiliar with, so maybe that will be in here somewhere. We can
Okay.
find out what that is.
Wow. So I'm seeing a Combi Plaz pistol.
Yep. There's some
Stubbo.
shotguns.
Okay.
Looks like some grenade options. This looks like a wrench of some sort. So, I mean,
Oh, so you have a spanner or
yeah, something like that.
so it's a bludgeon is kind of what it is, right? Is it that big pipe wrench looking thing?
Yeah,
Is that what you're looking
yeah,
at?
yeah.
Okay. So they have some makeshift weapons, but I mean that's probably part of it too. Is like these guys were miners, weren't they, or something like that? Was
Well,
the
you
backstory
just
to the Goliath?
you got to use what you can find sometimes, and maybe this worked for him, so he's sticking with it.
Oh man, I can see like one of the things I wanted to start like a mining kind of army, and I really like the idea of like the gene stealer cults, but I don't like the gene stealer aspect. So something like this could be like the was the aberrants and stuff, like the big mutated guys. Like, what are those guys called?
I'm drawing a blank, but I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay, which is guys with like the big shock hammers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So this would probably slide over really easy with
There's-
the gene stealer cult.
Yes, some of those bits and pieces could probably work very well for these guys.
Oh, I love all those face options. They look mean. I love it.
Yes, there's a lot. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10 total
Okay.
gangers. It looks for each.
Cool. All right. So what do the sisters have?
Let's see, Escher. Ooh, lots of very small, very
Oh,
thin
no.
pieces.
Oh, their faces.
Their faces are very small.
And kind of keeping with that same motif where the hair is separate from the face. Like they have the mohawk, they have the different hair, and then you slot the face in there.
That is correct.
1, 2,
The
3,
one thing
4,
I
5, 6,
found
7.
kind of funny about the Escher in the battle report, they call their shanks stiletto shanks.
Oh. Okay.
So it's a weird name for it. I guess it works. They're they are females in the underhive, so a stiletto shank. Interesting
beautiful.
choice of weaponry there.
So I'm seeing, is this there's a chem launcher? Is it like you
Yep.
see that? Okay. I wasn't sure if that was like smoke coming out or if it looks like chemicals of some
Yeah, it's a
sort.
chem launcher. They do have that.
It's that guy right there. Yeah, this is, they're really animated. I love that about this. This is a very animated war band.
Very, very animated. And the weapons are well done. I just love the way that all the detail on these plastics are coming out nowadays.
Look at those las rifles. I think there's like a las rifle kind of, where is it? Right here.
Yep.
And then there's a pistol right there. And it has like this nice, like classic, like Rogue Trader-esque. Like if you remember the old, like guardsmen and stuff with like the long, awkward barrels.
Yep.
And the old, when Eldar had las rifles and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Harkens back. It's cool.
Las guns are big in this game, especially for Escher. That's their go-to weapon is las guns, las pistols.
Okay.
So they're actually, I think they're more effective in this game than they are in like 40K.
Okay. Wow, I like there's was it a bolter with a needler underneath it with like an eye on it? You see that like right next to the faces right here?
Oh.
It's got like this like
That's
hieroglyphic.
interesting, right? That's different.
Oh.
Not okay. That's the arm. I was like, what is that attached to it? But it's the arm off the backside. So I wonder if you can even see that once you assemble the model.
Oh yeah, okay. I see. Okay, yeah, it looks like that right, the butt is gonna it looks like it probably attaches to the hip. And so it's just gonna be like barely just a nice little subtle detail.
Okay, yeah.
I think she's probably kind of putting it off to the side
Yep.
at an angle.
Like just holding it. So it looks like all the detail will be really easy to get to painting these models. I think assembly could be tricky with these heads. You gotta definitely be careful clipping these heads out.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They're
You
so
really have to
tiny.
clean them.
Yeah, well, and they're just so tiny. If you clip them and you're not holding them right, they just launch off maybe or something and drop it in the carpet.
This is one of these armies that, like, almost like with the Skitarii and stuff. Like, I would hate to put them in a, in foam. Like just afraid that like any breath is gonna like break them.
Oh yeah, catch it in the foam as you're trying to pull it out and
Yeah.
break apart.
So fiddly.
Yep, they're not quite as beefy as the Goliaths here, that's for sure. Beautiful,
Cool. Yeah.
love it.
So bulkheads. Now this is like really harkening back old school. I mean the design and everything. Like, yeah. Okay. So it looks like one of each piece. So let's take a look at this one first.
So these are just standalone pieces from what I understand looking at the game and what I've researched so far. Bulkheads
Are
make
these the doors? You said like people can walk through and get smushed and
I
stuff?
believe so. I believe these in the game, in the board game itself, count as doors that will also potentially close on you while you're trying to move through them.
Okay.
There's also cards in the game where you can booby trap them.
Oh, okay.
So the first time an opponent goes through one, it automatically tries to shut on them.
Oh,
So
now I'm looking at this real quick. See if there's a slot. I'm seeing like some slots showing up on the top side here. Let's flip this over. Okay, not so much this one. This one, it looks like it kind of has a possibility to add like a second level to it or something, do you think?
You know, I'm not really sure. I'm not entirely sure what these pieces here are for. I'm wondering if they are to stabilize the pieces, make them stand up, like platforms that the pieces maybe glue into. Yes. So right here, there's a little nub that sticks out that would fit that, and then that allows them to stand up on their own as area terrain, line of sight blockers.
Cool. So then, here's some scatter terrain, right?
Correct. Objective markers and scatter terrain. Yeah, that's an interesting piece right there. I'm not sure. They're listed as accessories right here. They show some like ammo crates maybe, and then just some random area terrain pieces as well.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta see the rules on that. Like grabbing gangers, bring them down to like a Narlock pit or something.
Right.
Boba Fett screaming.
Where'd Carl go?
So then it's one of those canisters. If you could pick them up maybe in the game, or maybe they're objectives for a mission. Or
They very well could be. Yeah, they just list them as. I guess you could technically put them in the crates. Leave the crates so they open.
That's dope. I think, even if you don't play Necromunda, I think like some of these accessories, like it just look awesome. Like I would love to just have a set of this just for 40K or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Scatter
Those
terrain.
pistols are.
Oh, nice. That's really kind of cool, actually. You got some weapons in the crate, so that's kind of an incentive to almost leave the top right off of it, or maybe glue it on at a angle like it's been knocked off or something.
Yeah, so you can see the detail inside.
Exactly. You kind of know what's in there.
All right, so here we have the instructions on how to put these guys together. What are we seeing here? I don't want to spend too much time looking at this, but
Just different options for building the different gangers.
there's an old style plasma pistol.
Oh, nice.
I think we saw that with the Horus Heresy boxes.
Looks like they're all named character gangers and characters already.
They look brutal.
They're beefy. Those guys are definitely going to be a lot of fun. I think just building them is going to be a ton of fun.
So you're gonna move away from the Delok a little bit and get a
Oh, no.
Goliath?
No, I will have both.
Your babies.
Right. Well, the Deluxe are ready to go and
Yeah.
they're ready for battle. So these guys will be a work in progress.
Carrie, check this out. Themed bases.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are kind of like the ones that they've been releasing in the separate kits.
That's
So
cool.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say those are for the Escher. These are for the Goliath.
The chunky Goliath.
Well, that's kind of cool because I was thinking about switching my bases out on my Deluxe. So now I know that these are going to be released separate as well, from what I understand. So you'll be able to pick these up at some point as well.
Oh, these are neat. So, are these separate from the themed ones that they had for Shadow War?
Shadow War didn't have any specific.
I think you could buy them after.
You could buy them. It was an after deal on those, but they just came with the regular black bases for those.
That is
so.
awesome.
This is really cool. Just more to paint.
Oh, jeez. All right. Cool.
Sweet.
All right. So what are we up to? You're really excited about this dice,
Yeah,
right?
I'm kind of curious to see what they've done with these dice here. Okay, so they're in bags, inside of bags.
Okay.
So, well, here we go. These are what I was looking at. So these are the new dice that are used in-game for sustaining injuries. Injuries now happen in-game instead of post-game sequence. So you know right away if you're losing a ganger or if one's going to be crippled or whatever. Sustained fire dice, because that's the thing. Again,
So before it was like, I think they had what was like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or whatever, and then like
Correct.
misfire.
Yep.
And so now it's different. Like, what do you think that does interpret?
well, without
Just make
looks
it up,
like a
Gary.
scatter,
It's okay.
scatter, obviously, and then the number of shots. So this looks like you get 3.
I'm not getting. I'm getting too far in here. Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Yeah, good.
Okay.
So here's what they've done. So it looks like the sustained fire weapons can fire either 3 rounds, 2 rounds, or 1 round.
Oh, okay.
That would be my guess, just looking at the dice.
Okay.
Those are really cool.
Yeah.
And then the skull on there, which is nice. That indicates a death in the game, I believe.
All right. How many skulls are on there? Hopefully just one.
I would hope just 1. So it is just 1.
Okay.
So the skull, I believe, means death. The broken bone is an injury.
So it looks like 3 of those.
And then the blood drop is a flesh wound.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. 'Cause I'm always afraid in 40K, like, when somebody comes to save you, because it doesn't usually end that way. Like,
Right?
Oh, look, an apothecary from the Blood Angels. And he's dead.
So, and then, just regular dice. I'm guessing that is, so that's a 6.
Okay.
Stands for a 6 on those. And can only guess that yellow is for one gang and black is for the other. I don't know if it's specific.
Oh, so this is cool. This is just a generic scatter dice. Not to break away from what you're talking about.
Oh no, that's
Okay.
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's probably the grenade launcher. Be my guess. So very basic dice.
Yeah.
Right there, other than the skull on them.
I love that it kind of looks like the Misfits logo, from the old punk band. I love it.
Nice. Big bulky dice.
It's a 6. Cool.
Awesome.
I would get this just for the dice almost. I mean, just having that cool gas mask logo.
Right. The dice are a nice touch.
Yeah.
I like how they went 2 different colors with them, so you can have one set for one game and one set for another, and just kind of go from there.
Sweet. Okay.
So the board tiles right here.
Plastic bags for a weed.
Okay, so lots of
What's up?
cardboard pop-outs there. So let's
Nice. You get the shank, the stiletto.
take a look at this here. So, all right. So I'm certain these are for the board game part itself, keeping track of different things.
Okay.
They're double-sided, so
So
they're
we have, if you're set on fire, it looks like on the other side there was, what is that, like on guard probably or something like that?
maybe this is like for Overwatch,
Okay.
or something.
Flesh wound, perhaps?
Yeah, this may be a flesh wound.
Okay.
Maybe objective marker of some sort or something like that.
Okay.
I'm wondering if this is
Oh,
has something to do with
I bet that's an Overwatch thing. Maybe like getting your angle?
maybe that's your
Okay.
field of vision for shooting.
Maybe, okay.
So
It's kind of nice, like, not knowing, so we just, like, make stuff up. And
Right.
Nobody can really call us on it for another, like, 2 weeks.
I'm curious because there's 2 blood drops on this
Oh, so
side
they're double
versus
injured.
1. So yeah, it's like, is that like he's really messed up,
Are there
or
wound markers?
maybe? I don't know if the I don't know if they have multiple wounds or not. They
okay.
didn't previously. So, and then all the different tiles for the board game
looks
itself. These look actually really nice.
Yeah.
And I believe, yep, they're double-sided, so you can change it up every time. I don't know if they have different effects to the
I was kind of
sides.
thinking that these might just be like burned passageways, like there's holes through the ground. If you like melt it with that chem launcher or something. But like looking at these, like it's starting to validate that a little bit.
Maybe. That could very well be. I just like the very bright green they did
yeah.
on this side. Very nurgly, so I'm okay with
Being a
that.
Death Watch guy.
Exactly,
Or
Death Guard guy. Yeah, love it. These are really well done. I
So you think you might like mod some a Ganger unit up as like a Nurgle tainted? You know, get your Nurgle tainted Goliath or something? They got a lot of gas mass. That would be pretty easy.
Maybe.
Yeah?
There's some options there for
Could
sure.
Count as Goliath.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah, that might be an option. I really like. I wonder if it's for this board game part of it. If this is specific to like certain like effects of the game that happen.
Oh, I gotcha. Like there's a mission part or like a special rule for that exact
Yeah,
tile.
and then you got your corridors that they can move through. I think like this would be like rooms that you can move into,
Okay.
capture objectives, things like that. So that's really kind of neat. I mean, for those people that love their board games, this would be a good one to get.
Oh yeah. I love it. Like, well, each side, like, you know, there's like the clean side, and then like the after the battle, after the ride.
Right. Well, and it's great too because you can go both ways with this when you're setting up your game. So you got your corridor. This one maybe comes to a dead end or something there, but
So it's keeping the whatever it is that happened in the center. So it's like you have that uniformity of the edge.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really well done. Those are really cool, and just more of them. You get.
I like to think of this as like an algae pool, and they're just like really trying to like re-terraform Terra, or I guess it'd be Necromunda.
Necromunda, yeah. No, absolutely. There's a ton of these tiles
taking
here.
the planet
I think
back.
there's 10 of these,
Oh snap!
and they're all just slightly different.
Okay. So, okay, just it's I mean,
Impassable,
each
maybe.
one's different, but then
Yep.
more of the same stuff.
The roof's collapsed here, so maybe you can't get through there. So that could be interesting.
Mechanicum are involved.
Yep. Well, and this one's got.
Oh,
That's a weird marking.
Yeah, what is it? The Sons of Osiris or whatever? There's
Something.
like Omega chapter?
Yeah. So that's kind of different.
Secundus? What is that? Oh, okay. It looked like a car for a second, but it looks like a door.
It's a door somebody's laid down to cross that giant pool there.
a little melted floor space.
Yep. So the floor is just kind of gone right there.
You know,
So I wonder.
what I'm really excited about is to see like what people make up. You know, like each time like somebody they create like a box like this, like you know the creatives, like the art, like the people come out and start like making their own. Like terrain and like that's what I'm really
Absolutely.
excited for to see like what people do.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see just what they've done for this aspect of the game itself, like how it plays out. I might have to actually try that.
Yeah.
And then the last one there. Ooh.
Oh, cool.
So that's like a giant pit right there. So, I mean, that could have a mechanic where your guy can fall off there and disappear into a deep, dark hole.
It'd be kind of fun. And, you know, this is for those people that have nothing better to do other than buy multiple boxes of this. But get the tiles, like, cut out, like, some of the areas here and, like, make the pieces, you know, like, three-dimensional. So you actually have, like, you know, like, a space where you could fall down. Actually, it looks like the empty spaces are the same on both sides. I wonder if that's the case with both of these.
I hadn't noticed that.
Oh, no, that one's different.
Nope, that one is a little different.
Although it looks like that was supposed to be this before this collapsed. So this is kind of, wow, it's almost like one's the corrupted side.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like maybe a before battle, after battle kind of thing. Like, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
All right, so let's take a look at these guys real quick before
All right,
we get to the rules. 'Cause I'm excited about those, but all right. All right, shank me. Oh, you good?
You started. You got it started. You know?
Thank you, saving my ego.
All right.
Whoa.
That is a lot of cards right there.
Okay, it looks like we have a few different things going on here. So we have your blank gangers. Oh, this is dope. So, and then it looks like your characters, right?
Yep.
And then countercharge still. What is all this? Escher tactics?
Yeah.
Tactics?
Yep. There's different tactics, and like I said, there's booby traps. I don't know how you determine like how many of those you get in a game. But these tell you a lot of different things. I don't know how many different. So Goliath tactics, Escher tactics, and then gang tactics. So 3 different kinds of cards. Blank ones here for keeping track of your gangers.
Yeah, that you
your
create
custom
yourself.
Gangers you create yourself.
So
and
Bob the
then-
Goliath.
Yep, and then we got, looks like, should be 2, so 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So
So,
there should be 20 of them.
yeah, there's 20
Okay.
of them. So you got the Ganger or the Goliath right there,
Okay.
all their cards, and then the Escher. These are all the ones that you would use with the tiles for the board game itself.
So movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, wounds, initiative, attack. So it looks like a lot of the same 40K stuff, plus they brought initiative back.
Yep.
And then leadership, was that clarity? Or what was CL?
Will
and intelligence.
I'm not completely sure on that, but yeah, the will and intelligence. So they've brought back a little bit more than like the current 40K characters would have as far as the stat line goes.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, I love to see rules. I was really excited, like to see more stats. You know, like kind of harkening back to the old days.
This is great too for somebody maybe that's not played before that wants to play. They have an idea of what their characters are going to look like when they start putting their gang together.
Yeah.
And then of course they give you a lot of these. Actually, I'm really surprised at how many of these.
Considering how often like gangers died in the game, that's awesome. You're gonna need those.
That is true.
Matter of fact, you might need a dry erase marker.
That would be a good way to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Or a mechanical pencil.
That's right.
That's probably the best way to go.
Gosh, I remember just like people, you know, like I invest a whole lot in one character, and then she loses a limb. You know, then she loses an eye. I have to get a bionic eye. You're constantly changing
stuff. Yeah, changing their weapons and their skills. So they got a spot for skills in their war gear, so you can list everything out. Now, I don't know if this is like the max that they can have for weapons, but it only lists, available slot for 4 different weapons. So maybe that's a thing in the game as well.
Cool.
Before you used to be able to put weapons in a stash and just kind of hold on to them. So maybe that's still an option. You can, you want to switch a weapon out in a different game, you can change the card a little bit.
That's neat. Like they're kind of bringing. It looks like they're bringing in kind of like a deck builder system, right? Is that what?
So like this one, this Inhuman Resilience. Each of your pinned fighters immediately stands up. They make a recovery roll for each injured fighter in your gang, treating out of action results as seriously injured. So, I mean, that's probably a one-time kind of use, is what I'm guessing with these. And these are definitely Goliath tactics here.
Yeah.
Stem surge, like they do rely on a lot of like crazy drugs down there in the underhive. So brutal charge. Just these are probably a lot of fun. I don't know if they have any place in the style of play that I'm used to. You know, with the 3D terrain and levels, and not the board game. These might be specific. Who knows?
Okay, that's a neat dynamic.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of cards here. I'm just.
So we're seeing a little bit of Shadespire perhaps in the game.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how much stuff is in here. Like this has been amazing. These are just straight up gang tactics here. Play this card. One of your fighters is taken out of action by an enemy fighter's attack. For the rest of the battle, you add 1 to the result of any hit rolls for fighters from your gang when they target the attacker. So this is very specific. Like, you killed Bob, we're coming after you. Everybody's targeting that one enemy. And, well, this says to tuck it under the attacker's fight card as a reminder, so you know that's the one you need to go after. So that's cool. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, well, let's take a quick look at the book. I don't want to put too much effort in it because, I mean, we didn't do an entire video on that, but yeah.
The plastic is getting the best of me here. There we go.
You want scissors?
He's got a shank.
There we go. Brute strength.
Beautiful. Oh, is this the
quick reference guide is what it looks like.
Those actions: shoot, aim, charge. Oh, charge is a double action. So that's what you were saying. That there's like 2 actions basically per activation.
Per activation.
Take cover, coup de grace. Is it the finish him? Oh, is that when they stomp people when they're down?
I believe so. A fighter making a charge action who ends the move within an inch of a seriously injured enemy and not engaged with any other enemies can make a coup de grace action instead of making a fight action. So yeah, it sounds like he just kind of stomps them out. Reload. There's a lot of different little actions.
Crawl through ductway. Oh, wow. So it looks like those are the 2 doubles, is charge and crawl through ductway, right? So that's interesting.
Okay. Interesting. I like how they made a little cheat sheet here.
Engaged fighters fight.
Retreat, that's different.
Okay.
Pin fighters, okay. Crawl is a double, so I'm guessing that's
Okay.
if you're pinned and you don't want to get back up.
So you make a half move.
Blind fire,
Oh, well, that's interesting.
subtract 2 from your hit roll, so you're definitely being penalized for that.
Yeah.
Maybe just
It's a double fire though.
like
That's-
throwing your arm up over a barricade
Yeah.
and just firing away.
Okay, so close combat. So we have shooting modifiers in partial and full. Okay, that's cool. They delineate those. Accuracy modifiers, whether or not you're engaged or prone. Let's see, close combat sequence, turn to face, pick. Okay, so facing is a thing again.
Choosing your weapons. So if you have multiple like close combat weapons, a sword or a knife or a stiletto shank,
That's
you
right.
can choose your weapon. Probably based on the number of attacks you have.
So determine attack dice, declare targets, make the hit rolls, resolve hits, enemies make reaction attacks, consolidate.
All right.
So you get extra dice if you have a dual weapon.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. That would probably be a result of having a skill that allows you to wield 2
Okay.
hand-to-hand weapons. Charging, you get a bonus for, which is kind of cool.
Resolving hits, make the wound, opponent makes a save, resolve injury. Okay, so then there's a strength versus toughness for your wound roll.
Yep. Which this looks very similar to like 40K, which they said there were going to be a lot of similarities.
Oh, so it is twice the strength, is the greater, is equal, is lower, is half. Okay, that's smart. So
So
people
again,
who are
it's-
used to 40K will be able to.
Yeah, and it's like, if I have somebody that's not as strong, there's still a chance that I'm taking out the tougher fighter. So
Okay.
maybe there's a bonus for that or something. He gets an extra skill or
Oh,
who knows.
Oh, that'd be great. Like what was the underdog bonuses back
Right?
in the day?
Maybe that'll be another thing.
So
Flesh
okay,
wounds,
here we have
serious injury.
successful recovery of subsequent. Okay. Out of action. Just remove from play.
Yep.
Flesh wound and serious injury. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's death yet, right?
So
It's just out of action is probably in the skull, right?
yeah, and I think the serious injury, if it was causing close combat and the attacker is not engaged with other fighters, it talks about that free
The coup de grace.
coup de grace action again. And I do like that they've listed like where to reference some of these rules. Like it says, see page 57. For that, and serious injury, see page 43. So
okay.
they're kind of guiding people in the direction they need to go to keep gameplay going.
Okay.
So that's kind of nice. I do like that. And they did that throughout this whole
That's
little
good.
quick reference guide. It just tells you where to go on the one side there to find what it is you're looking
In
for.
lieu of not having hyperlinks. That's an old school
Right.
hyperlink.
And then we got the rule book
All
right here.
So the battery's just about to die, so let's just take a quick breeze.
All right, yeah. So this looks amazing.
I love that they kept that motif. I remember in the old book, like they had those like spiny rats throughout the.
Yep. Then that'll probably be a thing later on, I think. So,
okay.
The artwork in this
What were the
book
rat
is-
guy's name? Scabies?
the Rat Skin Renegades.
Oh, okay, that's right.
If I remember right. So, basic contents, just the artwork that what I've seen
there we
is
go.
just that looks really cool. I really like that look. that-
Sticking with the illustration.
Yep, exactly. Man, cannot wait to get into this. Hopefully they've gone a little bit more into some story and some depth behind a lot more than I remember previously. So,
Okay. Oh, good.
unseen trade. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. It looks like different cities, different hives.
Oh, cool. So just, here's a fluff on it. And
Yep.
then later on we'll talk about.
Yep,
Probably
different.
works for it.
Yeah, the different hives right here. So that's kind of cool. And then the Lord of Necromunda. He's big in this. So maybe there'll be a model for him down the line somewhere.
Okay. Who's that guy?
I don't know, but
Formerly
he looks
House
mean.
Goliath.
Formerly, I wonder if he went like hired gun or something there.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it already starts to break down the houses here, the clan houses, and yeah, it's just really looks like a really nice book here. Ooh, I like that. Belladonna, so she's a hired gun that you can get
Okay.
later
Bionic
on.
leg. It looks like a
Oh yeah, her bionic leg
kind of like
there.
a Rustalker.
Yeah, if I remember right, she was pretty nasty in the game. So and there should be scenarios in here
I
that
have fungus.
that doesn't sound like a good thing to get.
There's your death card right there.
Yeah, you definitely want a penicillin shot after that.
Or is it maybe an orc?
So yeah, see, so the rat skin raids right
okay.
there. So they talk about some of this stuff already, and just really love that artwork. So breaks down characteristics right here. So leadership, CL is
cool.
cool.
Okay.
Cool represents their capacity for keeping calm under fire,
Okay, so different
willpower, and initiative. So yeah, so that's what that is. So I guess the higher that is, the calmer they stay in a
okay.
gunfight.
Oh.
So I would imagine like Goliath is probably pretty low because they just kind of go running in, guns
Yeah.
blazing. So
So the thing I'm really curious to see is if they have the rules for the other gangs outside of the first two in here. So
well, let's take a look. Let's
Okay.
kind of jump back and see booby traps. So general weapon stats,
Okay,
it looks
cool.
like stub guns, power swords.
this looks like a taste. Like it feels like they're gonna like this might just be the introductory level, and then as you were saying, there's more stuff outside of this.
There's
So
definitely going to be more stuff.
The
so
next book will have
funding your
more. Okay.
gang. So this would be
okay, starting your gang.
yep, House Goliath. Let's see who else is in here. So did they House Escher, obviously, because that's the two. So it looks like those might be the only two.
Oh, okay. So now you have to get the gang war book to expand.
Yep, exactly. So
Okay,
there's going to be something else to
scenarios.
expand, which means that I may not be able to play my deluxe right away,
Oh,
which is okay.
Yeah.
That just means I'll use these Goliaths and get them ready to go. And then we got scenarios in the back.
yeah.
So, and it looks like these scenarios are laid out for the tiles themselves. Somewhere there's rules for playing with like 3D terrain where you would take into effect falling off ledges and things
Okay.
like that. So that's got to be in here as well. I would hope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sweet. I'm digging it,
Smash
man.
and
This
grab.
is cool.
I'm loving it.
So some of the other things, if you happen to run down to your local store, Gene here had some range rulers that look like they're specific for this. There's also some character cards. She got a pile of these, so it looks like your local store might have additional champions and leaders. It actually looks like some of these are what we saw earlier. I remember Jelina's part of that.
Yep. These are all named. They named all of the gangers and leaders in this edition, which
Okay.
I don't believe they did before. So that's kind of cool because you can just play those guys and go from there or create your own.
Cool.
Was that
That was the end of my battery pack. On the way over, I'm like, oh, I really should. Oh, why did I leave it
Oh,
behind? So I'll have to do a quick outro.
Man.
Home, but
this box is insane.
but we still have the Twitch. So also, it looks like some. We were talking about earlier. You said
Roster
this looked like
sheets.
a lot like the old roster sheets.
Yep, they were just much smaller before. So this is kind of nice. They're a little bit larger. Looks like you can expand your game quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Not sure. I'm seeing some things I didn't see before.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Unless I miscounted. So that's. I remember, what was it, like 12 on the last sheet?
I think 12 is about
Okay.
right, 10 or 12. So
yeah,
maybe you can build your game fairly large in a ongoing campaign of some
okay.
sort. So the thing I noticed different here that I'm seeing already is like you've always had your gang rating. Now it's been a while. Reputation and turf size.
Oh, cool.
Those seem new to me, so maybe that's something completely different that they've added in.
I think that was
as
like
well.
with Shadow Wars. Like I was kind of afraid, like they were saying how that was going to be like Necromunda for 40K, and it was like, they really left a lot of that stuff out of it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, bummer. I hope they don't do that to Necromunda, but it looks like they added more rules, perhaps. I mean,
Maybe, and you still got your stash and your territories you can
Okay.
work. You can work so many territories, at least you used to, based off of the number of gangers who survived the battle. Could work the territories, earn credit. So credit's how you keep your gang functioning. So
Yeah.
more credits you get, the better.
oh, sweet. That's dope. You excited?
I am so excited. I cannot wait to get playing again. I'm going to get this thing and get that rule book read, and because enough has changed, I think it's gonna take a little time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
gosh, I keep like looking at that logo that they have, like the skull gas mask
Yeah.
thing, and I kind of want to get a tattoo of that. I really, like, that looks dope.
I can see somebody doing something like that. It's pretty cool.
I don't know. Part of me wants to put it on like my neck. So
That might be a little.
I won't do that.
Little rough. That might be a little extreme.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Gary. This
Absolutely.
was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I'm definitely glad that we had an aficionado taking a look at this.
That might be pushing it a little bit, but no, this has been great.
And thank you to Gene at Tier 1.
Absolutely.
For letting
Thank you,
us,
Gene.
take a look at these. So we will be licking these before we give them back. Not really, Gene. I'm just kidding. We're not going to lick them, I swear. Yeah.